What's up, guys? Leif Erickson here, and today I'm going to be talking about the top 10 teams in the NFL going into week 8. But before we get into the top 10, I want to ask you guys, please, if you could, if you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. Maybe leave a comment. Let me know if you think that my list is right, if you think it's wrong. Either one's fine. Leave a like. If you don't like my video, you don't like my video. But if you could, I'm trying to hit my first 100 subscribers, and it really does mean a lot to me that so many people have been checking out my content, and I hope to continue to keep putting out good quality content for you guys in the future. Anyways, let's jump right into number 10. I have the Bengals. This is the first time the Bengals have been on my top 10 list so far this year. I know a lot of people have had them a little bit higher throughout the first, couple weeks. I personally didn't have them there because they haven't been playing very well. The only reason they're on my top 10 spot is because pretty much everyone below top 10 has been playing really, really bad so far this year. So I do have the Bengals in the 10 spot. They're starting to kind of get things going, and we'll see how things go moving forward. At the number 9 spot, I have the Seahawks. I've been super, super impressed with the Seahawks so far this year. I really like what Geno Smith is doing, and it's sad that they did lose DK Metcalf, but I don't think that's going to hold them back. Even after he went out of the game, they were able to still put up points, so I'm not that worried about them going forward. I still think that the Seahawks are a pretty scary team right now. Well, I guess we'll have to see what happens this week if they continue on that same path that they've been going. All right, at number 8, I have the Ravens. I had them at number 9 last week. I definitely think that the Ravens, are still a team. I think that they will continue to get a little bit better as the weeks go on, and there's not too much really to say. I mean, you got Lamar Jackson. I think they really need to get that deal done. I think that he may take more chances with putting his head down and fighting for more extra yards, if they did make a deal, because right now if he gets hurt, he's kind of screwing himself. So I think the Ravens belong at 8 right now. We'll see how the season goes. Like I said, with all these picks, pretty much, every week it changes, everything flips. Number 7, I have the Cowboys. The Cowboys, they won again, and Dak just came back. I still don't think Dak's that much better than Cooper Rush. I still think Dak's a middle of the road quarterback. I mean, he has padded stats by the end of games, but for the most part, he's just another Wentz. Their defense, though, I think is legit. I think they have the second or third best defense in the league. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, they're the best. They're not the best defense, not by a long shot. They definitely can be stopped. The Eagles showed everyone how you can easily stop their defense. So the Cowboys are right where they belong at number 7. Number 6, I have the Jets. Jets are probably the most surprising team so far this year. I know they did just lose the running back, the star rookie, man. Hopefully he gets better, and by next season, he'll still be putting up the ridiculous numbers that he was already putting up this year. The Jets at number 6, mostly because, they're just playing it as a number 6 team right now. They're putting up numbers. They deserve the credit right now. And then if they do tank, later in the season, then they'll be off this list. But for right now, they're the 6th best team on my list. And they did replace the running back with a pretty decent running back from Jacksonville. So I also did make a video on this if you want to check that out, of going in more detail about the trade and everything and the injury and how I think it's going to affect the Jets. But I think the Jets will be fine. I don't know if he'll start this week because I think he has his own, he does have his own injury as well. As soon as he gets back, he's not out for the season, so it might be a couple weeks before he comes back. But once he does, I think he'll be able to plug in and do really good things for the Jets. Number 5, I have the Vikings. This might be a lot of people. I don't know if some people might have the Vikings in their top 5. Others might not because, Kirk Cousins. But I think everything that the Vikings have done so far has been awesome. I think they're easily going to win their division. They might even be the number 2 seed by the end of the year behind the Eagles. We'll have to see how things go. You never know. Anything can happen. But I've been very impressed with Kirk Cousins besides, still primetime games. For some reason, he struggles in primetime games. I don't know if that's like a real thing with him or if it just happens that when it's a primetime game, he just loses, because it is just another game like every other week. So I don't know if that's a real curse that he has or not. I mean, he has obviously won some primetime games. But right now, I got the Vikings at number 5. I think they're doing really good things. I have the Giants at number 4. They deserve it. I had them at 5 last week. Also, I forgot to mention, the Vikings did drop down from number 3, only because the Giants are playing a little bit better than the Vikings. The Giants only have one loss so far this year. They're not the most explosive team in the world, the Giants, but they do finish games. They have been winning. They're consistently winning. I mean, if you can say anything is their weak point, I don't even think that you can say that the quarterback play is bad anymore in the Giants because he's been doing really, really good things. He's been running the ball pretty well. He's been, passing decently enough. Like he's taken some really good steps so far, Daniel has. So I'm impressed with him so far this year. I think he is making the right steps in the right direction. They have a really good coach now, finally. The Giants, I think are just they're there. They're here now. We'll see how schedule goes. I think the Giants could easily have a really good shot making it to the playoffs. Maybe even win the division. Who knows? At number 3, I have the Chiefs. They're just, this is the Chiefs. You can't really argue anything about that. They're just always putting up ridiculous numbers. They have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. They have the best tight end probably in the league. Have Juju Smith's been playing really well. Their defense is lights out, But yeah, the Chiefs, there's not much you can really add to what the Chiefs are doing besides they're just playing really great. Same goes for the number 2 and 1 team. Like, there's not much you can say bad about these teams. They're just playing amazing. So at number 2, I have the Bills, which makes the Eagles number 1 again. You can't take the Eagles off number 1, mostly just because they're undefeated still. But easily, the Bills and Chiefs could also be a number 1 team. I could see them easily being number 1 on other people's list. Mostly the Bills. I think the Bills and the Eagles are the 2 most complete teams out of all the other teams in the NFL. I think the Chiefs are really close. They have a couple more things maybe to clean up on the defensive side. But, I mean, they're just as close as the Eagles and Bills are to a complete team and being able to win multiple different ways if needed. But you really don't need that with the Chiefs because the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes, and the dude can have like 15 seconds left in a game and score a touchdown. So, like, he's just on a whole nother level. Probably it's between him and Allen as the best quarterbacks in the league for sure. I mean, Allen did beat out, Mahomes, but it is what it is, man. All 3 of these teams are great. I'm making a whole video on the Eagles that's going to be coming out soon. For now, until the Eagles get defeated, they're going to stay at number 1. And even if they lose, they'll probably only drop down to 3 or 4. That's just my opinion because they're just playing so good and they're so complimentary. And the Bills, I don't want to just gloss over them. Josh Allen's amazing. Their defense is still the best defense on paper and on stat wise, I believe. Maybe the Eagles are now starting to creep up on them for the best defense, but I think the Bills are still number 1 right now. The Bills, you can't. This might be the Bills' year to go to the Super Bowl. I'm hoping for an Eagles-Bills Super Bowl, but we'll see how the rest of the season goes. Anyways, that's my top 10 list. If there's anything that you think I got right or wrong, let me know down below. Hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. It really does mean a lot. It really does help a lot. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time.